The more I learn about diagnosis and personality, the less I see people as good people versus bad people. Instead, I start noticing consistencies, defense mechanisms, and insecurities hidden as confidence. One thing I've been thinking about is how people confuse self-confidence, self-esteem, narcissism, and self-loathing, even though they look so similar on the surface. Real confidence doesn't need an audience, and real self-esteem can survive criticism. But self-loathing is different. Self-loathing often doesn't even look like insecurity. It can often look like superiority. It can also look like constant validation seeking. It can even look like trying to win every interaction because the perception of losing it feels psychologically unbearable. And I think that's the difference I've been noticing. People who value themselves don't need to prove to others that they should be valued. And that's the tragedy of self-loathing. It doesn't always cry. Sometimes it performs. Sometimes it flexes. Sometimes it puts down others just to briefly escape itself. True self-esteem is quiet. It can tolerate failure. It can tolerate being misunderstood. It can tolerate not feeling special every second of the day. And it doesn't need to convince an audience that it is worth something. And that's why self-loathing is so fragile. It needs mirrors. It needs applause. It needs an enemy. It needs to feel valued. Because that person doesn't value themselves. So they externalize it to others. And that's where it can become dangerous. Because self-loathing doesn't always look like collapse. Sometimes it looks like winning. Sometimes it looks like control. Sometimes it looks like being the best in every room that you enter. And that person can just keep going. They can achieve more. They can feel like they're proving themselves to other people more. It's building an identity so loud, it drowns out the fear and emptiness underneath it. And eventually, that life, it becomes destructive. Not because the person is failing, but because they can't stop performing long enough to feel real. Healing starts when the performance becomes optional. When worth is no longer tied to being impressive, correct, desired, or even untouchable. You don't heal self-loathing by becoming more powerful or superior or giving off the illusion of winning. You heal it by becoming more honest until you can sit with your own presence and no longer feel the need to escape it. And that is because the deepest form of self-esteem is not thinking that you are better than others. It's not needing to.